Hello everybody and welcome to my channel DominatoSpace. Today I'm going to be taking a look at this magnificent figure from Code Geass. This is the main character, Lelouch Britannia. This one is from Bandai, produced by Bandai and is a part of a line called S.H.Figuarts. This figure was released in 2013, so it's quite a rare piece actually right now. And I'll be taking a closer look at this figure, all the details, all the posability, everything. Let's take a look. So guys, let's take a closer look at this magnificent figure of Lelouch Lamperouge from Code Geass, produced by Bandai as a line of S.H.Figuarts. By the way, pretty interesting fact that this line of figures that is now well received by the audience, so to say, it was actually one of the first figures to be released, this Lelouch from Code Geass, since it's 2013, and it has this pretty interesting writing on the back of the box saying this is a brand new standard figure series, so it's probably one of the first of the line, who knows. But regardless, you see how the packaging is. It's pretty nice. I mean, check the details, you can see all the panels and whatnot. I think this is how all the boxes for characters and figures should be done by standard, but unfortunately such companies like Hasbro producing their Black Series from Star Wars, their figures, I mean the boxes are still, they're low quality compared to this one that has 3D elements, and although they might kind of crease a little bit, it doesn't really matter since it's just age. But you can see the paneling and all that, it's done in gold. It says Lelouch Lamperouge 0 R2 Clothes, which is fitting because this figure is actually from the second season. Has S.H.Figuarts, Sunrise, Imaginations, and Bandai. On the top of the box, again, it says that it's a new standard figure series that they are producing, which is pretty good. Has Lelouch Lamperouge on the side, and on the back, it does have some pretty pictures of him with multiple expressions, as well as with the helmet on and off, and some other poses that are like directly from the anime. And it says something in katakana. On the side, again, Lelouch, and that's pretty much it for the box. The box is pretty good. Inside, we find the figure itself, of course, but not only that, there are also two cases with accessories. First, I want to point out that I have a custom cape created for Lelouch, since this one is non-posable, it's just a plastic piece, and I prefer having a posable cape with wires in it, so this is just my custom version, but I won't take a look at this. Here inside we have some of the accessories that this figure comes with. Let's unpack it. And so inside we've got an array of hands. All of them are completely different and they mimic the versions from the anime. You can see open hands, we have closed fists. These come by the default actually. That's something like a force choke hand, and all the others more opened, closed, and whatnot. It's pretty good. Has an assortment you can utilize, especially seeing that Lelouch doesn't have any weapons. He doesn't even have his pistol that he should probably come with. I hope so, but he doesn't. So yeah, it's pretty good to have so many hands. Lelouch also comes with two Zero helmets. One doesn't have a pack hole in it, it's just a thing to handle and for him, but not to wear. This one, on the other hand, has a pack hole, so we can actually put it on him, and it'll be like his face. Unfortunately, I don't really see why this had to be done. Why can't there be two helmets? I mean, just one helmet with the pack hole? It doesn't really make any difference. But no matter what, helmets are still fantastically painted and detailed. In terms of other faces, he comes with two. This one is when he screams, emotional, probably screams at Charles for being such a dumbass. And the one on the top is just his emotionless face, probably when he tries to beat Schneisel in the chess game. But pretty good faces. I won't show them on the figure because I'm sure you do understand how it looks like. It looks just like the same on the box. Doesn't really change anything, but it does slightly. Anyway, the best face is on the figure right now. This is how I display my Lelouch S.H.Figuarts on display on a shelf. And this is, I think, the best way he can look. Of course, you can modify him somehow, but I'm not sure why you want to do that. But first, I want to show you a Lelouch without the cape. So let's take it off. It's always quite scary to take off the figure's hat for some reason. The joints are not stiff or tight, it's just a bit scary, probably like with all the figures from S.H.Figuarts or Figma. Anyway, the figure, it does capture Lelouch's silhouette quite nice. It really is like he came straight out of the anime, and I do really enjoy that. You can see he's quite slim and all that, but that's just the style of the anime, so I don't think why you would complain about that. The legs, pretty nice detailing, although the costume is almost from every angle it's purple, right? But it has some neat textures and shadows that really capture and make it stand out. It doesn't look, I don't know, bland or toyish. It does look quite nice, and it really does. You can see on the camera, it does capture light differently, so it really seems and feels like a textured clothes. In terms of articulation, it's got quite good swivels. Here also ankles can go, it's almost 90, yeah, it's 90 degrees, even a bit more. I don't really think he needs that much, but regarding that, he has no really movement in terms of backwards and forwards. It's just because the clothes are meant to be this way, they can't really fall down or back. But it doesn't really matter, not for me, because Lelouch is not an acrobatic guy. He's not jumping around, kicking some faces and whatnot, not having a sword, a giant sword on his back like Geass does from Berserk. So it doesn't really matter for me, because he will always stand somehow like this on your shelf, I suppose, or maybe, I don't know, a bit like this, but never, I don't know, doing some crazy stuff. So in terms of details, again, you can see they're phenomenal. I don't even have to comment on that. You can see that by yourself. In terms of hands, they're pretty nice. I mean, they're articulated actually better than the legs are, and that's understandable. Why? Because with hands you will have more expressive poses. For example, I have one of his hands as an open one, and the second is closed. In the anime, you see him utilizing Geass, and he usually has such a position. Then he can spread his arm, say, Lelouch Britannia commands you, obey me, subjects in the world. Always good to hear that. And in terms of elbows, I mean, they're good. They're 90 degrees. I can't ask for more. I mean, it's pretty good. And other than that, the face is the most important thing, right? So you can take a closer look at this. That's Lelouch to me, and 100%. The face, the sculpt, the paint apps, everything looks phenomenal. And you see he has a Geass on his left eye, and it looks sick, just phenomenal. In terms of how you change the head, or should I say the face, you just take it off. It's like Figma, some really straightforward stuff, and you put a different face there. That's all you have to do in order to change it. So yeah, it looks pretty good. Now, in terms of the cape as the main accessory for this figure, it is made from plastic. It doesn't have any wiring on it whatsoever. It's all static, just for one position. And yes, for many it might be a problem. For me it is slightly, but counting that the texture and the paint applications done on this cape are exquisite, I really think this is a good addition to the figure. And it's not really hard plastic. It doesn't feel cheap like Geass, the figure, Black Swordsman from Figma. It had a cape, and it had a horrible cape. It would really rather had such version of a cape than the one it came with. So the textures, again, the paint apps, S.H.Figuarts has done a great job at capturing the essence of the cape, if I can say so. And let's take it on, put it on Lelouch, I should say. It goes stays here phenomenally, even without the hat. It probably will drop off, but it really won't. But who will display Lelouch without his hat? Only Charles would, I suppose. Okay, so the hat is on. Probably the most iconic pose that we may get from Lelouch and from this figure is this one, when he really truly has all the power and becomes the king of Geass, not only of Geass but of Britannia itself. And it looks pretty good. I mean, I have no complaints here whatsoever. This figure is great by all means. And if you don't have this Lelouch figure, and if you're a fan of Code Geass like I am, you should most definitely go and buy it. So I think this is pretty much it. I've covered all the figure. I hope you enjoyed this video review. Write down in the comments below if you would like me to review a figure done by Figma of Emiya Kiritsugu from the anime series Fate Zero. I suppose there are not a lot of reviews on YouTube on this figure since it's pretty rare, even rarer than this Lelouch figure. By the way, this is the first video review of this Lelouch done in 4K and 60 FPS. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching and goodbye.